Welcome to The Explainer. So many people decide they want to quit smoking. It's a huge, life-changing decision. But how do you actually do it? How do you go from just wanting to quit to actually making it stick? Well, today, we're going to break down a simple, proven framework that does exactly that.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number. And it's a really staggering one. 6 million. That's how many lives are lost to tobacco every single year. 6 million. And the most important part of that statistic? Every single one of those deaths is preventable.
Just let that sink in for a second. This quote from the World Health Organization really hits home. It points out something pretty disturbing and honestly unique about tobacco. It's the only legal product out there that when you use it exactly the way the makers tell you to, it's a leading cause of death. Wild, right?
All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at just how big this crisis is. Then we'll dive into a surprisingly simple strategy that doctors can use to help. We're going to unpack this step-by-step guide called the 5 A's framework, check out the incredible benefits of quitting, and then, tie it all together to see what it means for you.
Okay, first up, the global crisis. And I really want to zero in on that word, preventable. That's the key here. This isn't some unstoppable force. Tobacco use is the single most common preventable cause of illness and death on the entire planet. We can do something about this.
I mean, the health risks are just enormous. We're talking about a direct line to things like lung, liver, and colorectal cancers. Not to mention cardiovascular disease and COPD. It can even cause serious complications during pregnancy. But here's the thing. It doesn't just affect the person smoking. Secondhand smoke alone is responsible for an estimated 600,000 deaths every year. That's just wow.
So that's the problem, and it's a huge one. But the good news is we have real effective solutions. There are targeted strategies that doctors and nurses can use, and one of the best ones is designed specifically to work in a super busy real-world clinic.
And it's called a brief intervention. The name says it all, right? Its real power is just how efficient it is. Think about this. In as little as 3 minutes, about the time it takes to get your blood pressure checked, a healthcare provider can have a conversation that actually starts to create real change. It's an amazing way to seize the moment.
And this really shows you the big difference. We're not talking about some long, drawn-out program with tons of sessions. A brief intervention is all about being accessible. It's quick, it can happen in just 1 or 2 meetings, and most importantly, a doctor can do it during pretty much any regular visit. That makes it so much more practical, right?
Okay, so what does one of these conversations actually look like in practice? I mean, how do you make 3 minutes count? Well, it's not just a random chat. There's a very clear, very effective structure to it. It's all built around a super successful international framework called the 5 A's. You can think of it like a roadmap. It gives doctors a simple, memorable, and proven guide for that short, but really, really important conversation. And here they are, the 5 A's. It's a really logical flow where each step just naturally leads to the next. You ask, you advise, you assess, you assist, and you arrange. Simple, right? Let's take a quick look at each one.
First up, ask. This is literally the easiest first step. It's about making it a routine part of every visit to ask if the patient uses tobacco. It normalizes the whole conversation and, of course, helps identify who might need a little support. Step 2 is to advise, and this needs to be clear and direct advice to quit smoking. But it's also about making it personal. Connecting it to why that person is in the doctor's office in the first place, or to their family. That's what makes it really hit home. Okay, next up, assess. This one's so important. You have to figure out where the person is at. Are they ready to quit right now, or are they just kind of thinking about it? The point here isn't to pressure them. It's just to understand their mindset and meet them right where they are. All right, so if they are willing to try, the next step is to assist. This is where you offer real, tangible help. Maybe it's helping them set a quit date, talking about treatment options, or connecting them with a support group or a quit line. It's about giving them the tools they need. And last, but definitely not least, is arrange. This means setting up some kind of follow-up. It could be another visit or just a quick phone call. This step is absolutely crucial because it provides that ongoing support and accountability that can make all the difference for sticking with it long-term.
So you go through all these steps. What's the reward? What's the big payoff? Well, let's talk about the incredible benefits of quitting, because this is the why. This is the real motivation for everything we've just discussed.
Now this number, this is a real game changer. Seriously, If you or anyone you know thinks, oh, it's too late for me, just listen to this. If you quit smoking before you turn 40, you slash your risk of dying from a smoking-related disease by 90%. 90! That is just incredible.
And the best part? The good stuff starts happening almost right away. We're talking within hours. Your blood pressure starts to come down. In a few weeks or months, you're coughing less and your lung capacity actually increases. And over time, your risk for all those scary things, heart disease, cancer, it just plummets. Your body is pretty amazing at healing itself when you give it a chance.
And this is the bottom line, really. It is never, ever too late to quit. Yeah, quitting earlier is great, but the health benefits are there no matter what age you are. Even if someone has already been diagnosed with a smoking-related illness, quitting can still make a huge positive difference in their health.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. What does this actually mean for you? Whether you smoke, you used to smoke, or you just care about someone who does, what's the big takeaway here?
I think the most important thing to remember is this. Yes, quitting is tough. It's really tough, but nobody has to figure it out on their own. There's a roadmap. There are proven, evidence-based tools, like this 5 A's framework, that are there to help guide the way.
So, we'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. Now that you know that a clear step-by-step plan like this actually exists, what's the very first step you, or maybe someone you know, could take? Because it really changes things, doesn't it? Knowing it's not just about willpower, but about following a path to a much healthier life.